online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Say what you wanna say.
Welcome, my fellow beasties. It's that time of the week, of course. We are here for our Beauty and the Beast after show. And tonight is all about Season 3, Episode 10, Project X. Now, of course, Alakona is usually here with me. She's not here tonight. She sends her love. And I'm going to need your help tonight because you guys are going to be my fellow co-hosts. So feel free to @me on Twitter, @Janeisha_MissVI. Send me all your questions and predictions because tonight was a very exciting episode. And I really, really would love to hear what you guys thought about it.
It did feel like Project X, the episode's Patient X.
Patient X! Okay, I don't know. Maybe
the same thing, right?
Same thing. Thanks for the correction.
I got you.
All right, guys. So let's get straight into it. Now, Patient X, again, exciting from beginning to end. It started out, of course, with JT trying to find out what's going on with, these super enhanced powers that he himself and Alton don't have anymore, but seem to be the target for Liam. So, I'm curious, he's talking to Alton. He's asking him, have you had any symptoms, any super enhanced symptoms lately? And, what have you been experiencing? Now, I guess it's safe to say that JT is scared. Maybe he's concerned. Maybe he thinks there has to be a reason that Liam is chasing after Alton and him. So, I'm curious to know. Then the nosebleed kind of just came up. Alton says he's been having nosebleeds, and JT hasn't experienced them yet. We'll find, we talk about that a little later, but he's also like, nosebleeds, I wonder what that means. What do you guys think the nosebleeds mean? We find out later on that Russell is also experiencing that, and, he's saying that he's close to dying. We'll talk a little bit more about that later, but I want to know, did nobody see Liam just walk into this elderly lady's hospital room and and just put a bomb on her oxygen tank and just blew everybody up. It was such a sad moment. I was really upset. Like, why did she have to die? Why did all the innocent people have to die just to get Alton? I am happy that JT got a chance to talk to Alton before he passed, or he was murdered. But yeah, I just think that maybe the hospital needs to beef up their security. What do you guys think? It's crazy. Everybody just kind of walks in and kills everybody in the hospital. Makes me never want to go to a hospital. So what do you guys think? Now, I have some questions here. We'll get into that in a second. But I noticed here, in the episode, Kat and Vincent were actually under the impression that Liam was going to be going after JT at his office. And, the fact that they went there and then Jason comes and this, says it's a prank as to why, they were there and that Liam was trying to set them up. His intention the entire time was to go after Alton. And so I'm like, I don't know. Like, for me, I'm interested, it was curious to see, that Vincent knew that something was up. He was coming after JT, but the fact that they're at his office rather than just staying with JT kind of puzzles me. Like, why don't you guys just stay together? He's coming after JT, but you guys are too busy, trying to corner him. No, stay with JT. He's going to come for JT eventually, rather than having to have Tess basically hide JT or keep moving. I just thought that it made sense for all of them to stay together. All right, now let's get a few questions from you guys. Okay. So Billie Jean Girl 18 says, maybe the nosebleeds mean that maybe they are transforming into something stronger. That might be true. But then Russell says that those are signs that he's dying. So I don't know. He also did say that the drugs had a different effect on him as opposed to JT and Alton and some of the other enhanced projects, as I will call them. But maybe that's a good point. Maybe it means that they're getting stronger. And I guess maybe it depends on who you are and how the drugs or the serum affected you. Okay. And also you said here, Billie Jean Girl, do I think it was funny that Catherine supports Tess and JT's relationship? No, we love Tess and JT together. We'll talk a little more about that later. Okay, so let's go a little more into when they leave the hospital, and of course they're on the run. Tess and JT now. Let's talk a little bit about them. I think they're so adorable right now. Like Tess is definitely scared to lose JT, and so she's willing to do anything, stay by his side. She doesn't care, what resources she has to use from the police department to protect him, which I think is just so adorable. And the fact that she's standing by her man, making sure that he's good. Now, oh wait, Billie Jean Girl, how hot did Vincent look in JT's clothes? I don't know. I didn't really think about it too much. I mean, we see them in the plaid and the flannel all the time. The glasses were a nice touch, though. It was cool to see Vincent in some glasses. And okay, so RTL Tweety asks, did you notice how JT and Tess had more romance scenes than Vincent and Kat? What's up with that? I'm happy that they have a little more romance scenes than Vincent and Kat. I mean, I would love to see Vincent and Kat go full force, as me and Alicona always talks about. But I am really happy that JT and Tess are, having those intimate moments. We've been asking for it, and to see them a little more engaged and a little more into each other, the little kisses here and there, I think it's sweet. And it's nice to see them in that element, And it also allows us to root for their love story, because they broke up and now they're back together again. And I think it's a beautiful thing. And so for the writers to just kind of give us that moment where we see them be, a little more intimate, I think it softens up the story a little bit. And it kind of takes away from the fact that Vincent and Kat are not focusing on the wedding right now, So we still need that little bit of a love story. And, I think maybe it's a little different from seeing the usual Vincent and Kat story. It's nice to see JT and Tess get a little one-on-one with each other. So I think it's a good idea. I like it. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. All right. So let's move on a little bit and talk a little bit about Patient X. Now, this episode was all about Patient X. And, I like that Vincent and Kat started to think a little bit and go back and realize, okay, maybe there are other patients out there and maybe we're missing somebody. And so the fact that they thought about Patient X, decided to go back and think about what Juliana was working on, I thought was a very, very smart idea. When Kat found out who Patient X was, not Project X, Patient X. When she found out who Patient X was and tracked him down, I thought it was really funny when Vincent just happened to be right behind her. I think it just kind of shows the dynamic of the relationship. Like they're always happen to be in the same room or in the same location when they both need to be. So it's interesting. I think that we find out, of course, that Patient X is Juliana's brother, Russell. And he has these symptoms that Alton had, the nosebleeds, and he says he's about to die. So, but he's out and he's trying to find Liam. I did like also that he gave Kat a little insight and told him, I kept moving, and that's why Liam was not able to catch me, which ultimately saves JT's life for another day. Of course, so she tells Tess, you got to keep moving. And I think that saves, of course, JT at that moment. Okay, let's see here. Okay, you guys keep sending your questions and, of course, your predictions. So we're going to talk about all of that. Now, I like that we got the backstory as to, Juliana's entire reason for being in this season and her reasons for wanting to go after Liam. I think we had a little bit of doubt and questions in the previous episodes, and to actually find out why Juliana, was trying to do all these tests on all these innocent people and why she was out to get Liam. Now, I am curious to know, for me, if Vincent and well, of course now we know he's a beast, but if Vincent and of course Liam are related in some shape or form, and that's probably why Juliana wanted to capture Vincent to run tests on him. I think it's interesting that that Liam lied, basically lied to Juliana to get tested on and to get this serum. And, basically now he doesn't want anybody else who has superpower to super enhanced powers to exist. I am curious though. What do you guys think? When JT says, "I'm just going to tell Liam I don't have any more superpowers in my blood. I'm regular. I'm cured." Do you guys think that might have changed Liam's I don't know, approach? Maybe he wouldn't have killed JT or tried to kill JT or killed Alton if he knew that they didn't have any more superpowers in their serum. What do you guys think? Now, RTL. Oh wait, Billie Jean Girl says, "Do you think Liam is a descendant of the guy who framed Alistair, Vincent's descendant from the past?" That's a very interesting point. I do think that Liam obviously has something to do with Alistair and the history behind Vincent's descendant. So I'm not sure as to exactly how he's tied, but he has something to do with it. So of course I think we're gonna learn more in the next episodes to come. But the fact that he even said this changes everything when he found out that Vincent was a beast, I think shows us that we have a lot more to expect in the upcoming episodes. Yep, like you said, Burning Firebird says, what do you think Liam meant with the sentence? Well, this changes everything, doesn't it? I'm not sure, but I think now his focus is going to be more so on Vincent rather than JT and maybe some of the other subjects. Because guess what? Now he's not the only beast in town. He has some competition, somebody who could probably whoop his butt. So, he's obviously stronger, but Vincent and his love, and he has the cat and the team. He's been, invincible so far. So I think he can handle. I think he could handle Liam. What do you guys think? You think if Liam and Vincent and the team had to do a total showdown right now, who would win? Let me know what you guys think. Now, RTL Tweety, I definitely did like how Vincent kept telling Kat, "Trust me on this one." I will say he was a little aggressive this episode. I think a lot of it having to do with the fact that he said it later on in the episode. He felt like a predator. There's another beast around, and he just felt like he was on a hunt. And I think that kind of brought about his very aggressive tendencies, but I like that he kept telling Kat, kind of putting Kat in her place. Like, listen, I got this. You got to trust me on this one. And, sometimes she kind of needs to let her man be the man, and trust that his instincts are correct. Okay. So you guys keep adding me, keep tweeting me, letting me know what you guys think. What do we feel about the fact that JT now has a nosebleed at the end of the episode? Does that mean he's gonna die? Well, not to spoil it, but we know that that Austin is coming back for the next season. However, I'm curious to know if this means he might have a super close encounter with death, or if he's gonna have some I don't know. I'm curious to know what happens after the nosebleed. I know you guys. One of you said that it might mean he's getting stronger. Maybe. We'll see. Okay. Now, I felt a little bad. I don't know if you guys felt bad, but I felt a little badwhen I found out that Juliana actually was testing on people to try to stop Liam. Do you guys feel that maybe... Well, I didn't really get that. Really didn't get it from Kat and Vincent, but I'm curious to know if they felt bad about the fact that, she died on their watch and she was trying to tell them something and they did not listen. Of course, she was doing all these tests to try to stop Liam because she knew what he was, and she became obsessed, like Russell said. And then I think also too, Russell showed the same thing. He became obsessed with trying to stop Liam to the point where he drew Liam to JT and Tess. And JT and Tess are like, wait, what? We're trying to run away from this guy, and you're bringing him here. You're trying to lure him to us? No. I thought that was hilarious, by the way. Yeah, so I will say it was a little brave of him to sacrifice himself. I think of course he knew he was going to die, but the fact that he was like, okay, I'm going to lure this guy and you guys are going to have to kill him, trying to see if Vincent could stop him. And I thought that was pretty cool. We also noticed in the fight scene when Liam was saying, I have bigger fish to fry. What fish do you guys think he's talking about? I'm curious to know. Now, I feel like in the stories, every season, we realize that, okay, there's always somebody bigger than the person that they're trying to get at that moment that, is doing, worse things, doing the experiments or killing innocent people, or we just keep after Muirfield. It just kept going and going, bigger fish, bigger fish, bigger fish. So I'm curious to know, who do you guys think the Liam's talking about? Who are these big fish that he's trying to deal with? And the fact that he even said he cannot risk anyone else being enhanced. I guess maybe he's trying to be the most powerful person, I don't know, on the planet. Or, maybe he's just scared that this might continue. He might have more issues. Okay, so let's see. Burning Firebird says, I still think JT has some sort of superpowers and hope we'll see in the final season of season 3. Interesting. He might. He might. I mean, the fact that Liam is chasing after them means that he probably knows something that they don't. So maybe he does have superpowers. Maybe he hasn't tapped in. Maybe he hasn't transformed or morphed in. I don't know. But I am curious to see if we'll find out more about JT's condition specifically in the final episode of season 3. All right. Now, Tor Zalkan says, maybe Liam was hoping Julian's serum would remove his beast DNA. Do you guys really think that Liam doesn't want to be a beast? I think he kind of likes being a beast. I mean, he walks around real cocky and like he's a man, and that's what I get from him. And I just kind of think he wants to be the only beast on the planet. That's just my opinion. Oh yeah, Carrie Bear 09 makes a very good point. She says Liam might have been a Muirfield experiment like Vincent. True. And also Billie Jean Girl says, what if Liam is after Catherine's dad because he knows about beasts? He could be talking about him. I don't know. I just know the fact that all of them are tied together. I do feel that Kat's father will have a little bit more of involvement maybe in the next but I am getting ahead of myself, predictions. But I do think that, of course, Liam has some ties to the Muirfield experiments. I think that's the only way he could have been a beast in the first place. But then again, let's take it back. The fact that they were beasts centuries ago, we know that Vincent's descendants, well, he's a descendant of a beast. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens with that. I am curious to know besides the fact that they're both beasts, the fact that that Vincent and Liam had some sort of, I guess I want to call it telepathic type powers, where they were able to I don't know, see each other and have a weird connection. Maybe they're related. I don't know. Maybe I don't know what it is, but that was pretty interesting. And Vincent kept saying it. I'm having these weird feelings, like these senses, and to then see that moment where Liam looks back and was like, I can sense you too. That was a powerful little scene, and I thought that was pretty interesting. So I'm curious to see what happens, what we learn in the next episode. I'm hoping they talk a little more about what Vincent and Liam have in common. I think that's pretty interesting. Okay, now you guys, if I missed anything, please at me and let me know. I think that we learned a lot in this episode as to, again, the backstory, why all of this stuff was taking place. In the first place, all these super enhanced experiments, it makes a lot more sense now. And the whole goal was to stop a beast. So I think it was funny that Tess touched on it near the end of the episode, where she says, I thought we were finally over Beast. And I was like, you're never gonna ever, I don't think, ever finally ever be over Beast, especially with, you know, a Beast potentially marrying your best friend. Yeah, no, they're gonna be around forever. Well, at least Vincent's gonna hopefully be around forever. But I thought that was pretty interesting. You know, they pointed that out to us, the fact that, you know, they're still dealing with Beast issues. And, you know, yeah, it went from Muirfield and the Beast situation to super enhanced humans and all of these superpowers. Now back to the Beast situation, but now with a Beast that has super enhanced powers. So yeah, I think that's pretty interesting, and I think we're in for a treat next episode. Now, Carabear09 asks, what if V and Liam both have a connection with their DNA that allowed the serum to work different on them? Well, we know that Vincent hasn't had the super enhanced serum as yet. I am still curious to know if eventually he does you know, inject the serum in him so that he has a stronger chance at fighting Liam. Not sure, but you know, that's something that we could probably leave for predictions. All right. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed, but I love how JT packs to the safe house gummy worms and liquor. Yeah, that's a pretty cool well, the essentials, as Tess calls it. Pretty cool way to pack your bags. I would like to hide out with JT. I think he packed the right essentials. Now, I also like when Tess told him, you know, I just had to fall in love with a hypochondriac. Now, do you guys think that JT's overreacting, and that, or maybe Tess is just not taking it as seriously? We've seen it before in previous episodes, but I feel that Tess kind of, you know, I don't know, like ignores the seriousness of JT's condition. And, you know, in the past, he has expressed how concerned he is, and everyone ignores it. And the fact that, you know, now he's doing it again, and we're still back here where Tess is kind of like, no, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Like, let's just, you know, stop being paranoid and stop, you know, stressing over it. But I do hope that maybe, you know, she actually pays attention, because he was right in the past. And I'm pretty sure that, you know, the fact that he's concerned about it, he has valid reasons. And she probably, well, everyone probably needs to pay attention to that a little more. All right. Now, let's see what you guys have to say. If not, we are about to move into, oh, wait, we have a little more here. Billie Jean Girl 18 says, you think the promo for the next episode is trying to make us think something bad is going to happen to Vincent? I don't think something bad is going to happen to Vincent in the next episode for some strange reason. I didn't get that from the promo. I do, you know, see that there will be a lot of fighting scenes, but I do think that maybe, well, I'll leave that for predictions. And then Carabear09 says it's their beast senses, deja vu to Vincent sensing Gabe back in season 1. Yes, now that you brought that. That's a valid point. I agree. You know, the fact that they have those beast senses and are able to sense each other. It was pretty interesting. It's also, to me, I think it's pretty cool to see two beasts back in action. You know, we didn't have that for pretty much the entire season. So to have it here towards the end makes me excited to look, and I am looking forward to now season 4 because, well, now we got some more beast action going on. All right. Now, if you guys don't have anything else, I think we are about to get into
AFTERBUZZ TV News.
Gossip and news. All right. Now, we got some pretty cool art from you guys, some fan art, and we're going to take a look at that right now. We have here Catherine, looking gorgeous as usual. This is sent in by Wilma BATB. Yeah, she's such a beauty. I agree. Thank you, Wilma, for that one. Now we have here, without you, I'm just bones. Of course, we have Vincent and Kat on the roof, you know, having their one-on-one moments. And this is, I want to say, @beauty_beast CW. I think that's who that's from. This one's a cool shot. I can't really tell who this one's from, but it's nice to see Vincent being that Superman that he is, carrying out a firefighter. Okay, yeah, more Vincent and Kat moments. We love them together. I do. JT and V, the bromance. Yes. I'd love to see them together too. All right, so now we have more with Vincent and Kat. I like how soft they had Kat looking this episode. She looked really girly. No more plaid. This one was sent in by @SandyVilla37. Thank you for that. More Kat and Vincent action. All right. And then, yep. Oh, wait. I do want to talk about this. This look at Vincent's face at the end of the episode, so intense, just makes you just as concerned as he looks for the next episode. So, is that the more Vincent and Kat action? Okay. And this one, diverse and unique, is not just about love. The story of BATB. We kind of have a little bit of everything: eternal love, comedy, gummy worms, yummy, action, real life, loyalty, emotion, suspense, sci-fi, intensity, romance, epic love, friendship, and the family standing together. Who's this by? At Wilma BATB, I think. Yeah. Thanks for sending that in. That's really cool. And then Beauty and the Beast. Ever wonder if the boogeyman you heard about was real? Ooh. At Kel_Pax. This is a nice one. We like the fan art, guys. Thank you guys so much for sending that in. I did want to touch on some more news and gossip. I know we've been basically getting Beauty and the Beast seasons every summer. Now, I know some of you were hoping to get some Beauty and the Beast action this winter, but unfortunately, season 4 will follow, season 3, but in summer 2016. So we do have to wait a few months before we can have that Beauty and the Beast action again in season 4. But of course, the Beasties, we will be there. We will be ready for season 4 when that time comes, right? Yeah, I know. I'll be right there with you guys. All right, so we're gonna get into predictions now. Just kind of want to know again. You have that's right.
And now, your AFTERBUZZ TV predictions.
All right, guys. Now, I'm going to read a few of your predictions. Well, actually, let me tell you mine first. I think that Liam and Alistair and Vincent all have some sort of weird relationship. Of course, having to do with the descendants. And I think that Liam and Vincent are gonna find an understanding at some point. Well, I'm hoping they do, and maybe Vincent will be able to get him from the dark side. I'm not sure, but what do you guys think? I know someone mentioned earlier that they think they're curious to know if Vincent's gonna go to the bad side, the dark side. I don't think he will be. We still got season 4 to look forward to, and I just hope that Vincent's not gonna be a bad guy in season 4. You guys send me some more of your predictions. I think I have a few more here. Let's see real quickly. Okay. Oh, Billie Jean Girl 18 says, she predicted last week, actually, and I just want to give you kudos for this one. She predicted last week that JT and Tess were going to get back together, and they did. I'm so happy. I'm happy, too. I think that's awesome. So Cielo Chula Cielo, I think I got that right, says that they think Liam is going to force Vincent to join him by threatening Kat's life. Ooh, that's going to be interesting. Okay, and let me see if I have any more, guys. Dream Baby 87 says, I think that Vincent is going to lose his humanity in order to beat Liam, and he trusts that Kat will bring him back. That's interesting. Cielo Chula Cielo also says that Liam is related to Alistair and Rebecca's beast. I think so too. So we'll see how that goes. And again, Cielo Chula Cielo also says once more time that he thinks Vincent may go dark side again. Ooh. All right. Well, I guess we have to tune in to the next episode to find out if our predictions are right. I want to thank you guys for tuning in and basically being my co-host for this evening. And of course, join us next Thursday for our next AfterBuzz review for episode 11. All right. Thank you guys so much. And be sure to follow me, send me all of your fan art and predictions for next week at Janeisha_Miss VI on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you guys so much.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.